Probably the most important piece of software that we have on Bonus Bank is the ATM. The ATM is constantly scanning bookmakers and Betfair and comparing the odds to find the best matches for either your qualifier bets or your bonus bets. So to find the ATM, you're just going to go to this software here, and in the drop down you'll find it. So when you open it up, it's going to look something like this, and you can see we've got a lot of information on this page, and in this video I'm going to tell you what it all means. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory. Over here in the date column, this is the date that the event is taking place. So you can see this one starts on the 30th of June, and we can put a filter on here. Maybe we only want to see events in the next day or 3 days. You can put those filters on there for that. The next column here is for the sport. At the moment we've got 5 sports available. This changes throughout the year. So we had NBA up until last month when the season finished. We're going to have NFL in a couple of months, and we're always adding more sports to this as well. So if you want to bet on a particular sport, you can choose them from the drop down menu. In the event column, this is obviously the event that we're going to bet on, and we can search for a specific event. So if I wanted to bet on Collingwood at the weekend, I can just put in call up there, and it's going to show me all of the odds for the Collingwood game. The market refers to the Betfair market, so you can see most of these here are match odds bets, pretty much all of them actually. But if we go in the drop down, we can see that we've also got options for correct score and over under 2.5 goals. And as we get closer to the weekend, we're going to start getting some markets available for like winning margin or halftime, full time. So you'll see some different options in there. The bet column is referring to the team or player that we want to place this bet on. So in this instance, it's India. And with the bookmaker, you can see from the drop down, we've got a pretty comprehensive list of Australian bookmakers. And if I had a bonus bet at Bet Easy, for example, I can just click on Bet Easy, and it's going to give me a list of possible selections for Bet Easy, and the same for any other bookmaker, and we can bring them up. Now, over on the right hand side are the columns that are a little bit more unusual and might need a little bit more explanation. So, in the back column, this refers to the odds on an event at the bookmaker. So we're always going to back at the bookmaker and away at Betfair. So you can see here, this selection here, we've got odds of 2 at tab on India in the England versus India cricket match. So I'm just going to open up tab here, and I've got the cricket page open, and if I scroll down to England versus India, we can see that the odds are 2, just like the ATM said. The next column over, as I said, was the Betfair odds. In this case, Betfair has odds of 1.92 for India, and again, if we come over to Betfair, we can double check that that's correct. We've got the game here, England versus India, and the lay odds for India are 1.92. Now this is a fairly unusual situation because the back odds are higher than the lay odds. This doesn't happen very often. You can see that if I scroll down in this column, most of the numbers are red. So if you've got a red number, it means you're going to make a small loss if you were to place a bet with your own cash at those odds. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if we're placing a qualifier bet to try and earn a bonus bet, we don't mind taking a couple of dollars loss in order to earn that bonus. But once in a while we will get these arbitrage situations where the back odds are higher than the lay odds, and when this occurs, it's actually possible to make a profit without using a bonus bet. So one of the other features that the ATM has is a pop-up calculator, and you can access that by clicking on the number in either the SR or the SNR column. So we're using our own cash here, so I'm going to click on SR, and you can see it's going to open up the calculator and populate it with the odds that we have. So we'll get the back odds of 2, the lay odds of 1.92, and our commission on cricket is 5%. If I put in a stake, say $100, it's then going to populate the bottom part of this calculator, and it would tell me that if I was to lay $106.95 at Betfair, I would require $98.40 in my Betfair account to do that. That's called my liability. And if I was to place that bet along with the $100 back bet at Tab, I would make $1.60 no matter what happens for a 1.60% return. So that's a pretty nice situation. I mean, $1.60 isn't a huge profit, but it's completely risk-free. And if I was to maybe put $1,000 on that, it becomes $16. If I could put $10,000, we're up to $160 risk-free. But that's usually not realistic to get that kind of stake down on a bet. And one of the other reasons that it wouldn't be possible to do that is to do with this column over here. This shows the Betfair liquidity, and in this case there is $49 available at Betfair. And again, we can come over and we can see that that is accurate. That little number just below the 1.92 tells us how much we can possibly bet. So the maximum bet that we could place at those odds is $49. If I open up this market here, it will give us some more information. We can see that at 1.92 the maximum is $49, but if I was to go to 1.93, I can actually get a lot more down on that. But it's also always important to keep an eye on the liquidity, because you don't want to place a $500 bet and then find out that you can only lay 49 of it at Betfair. So that information, like I said, is over here in the final column. The SNR column, which I kind of skipped there, refers to bets that are stake not returned. So this would be most bonus bets that we receive. When the stake isn't returned, it changes the formula a little bit. And obviously in this column, everything is profit. You can see that all the numbers are green, and that's because we're placing it with a bonus bet. So we're not using our own cash, so we can't possibly lose with a bonus bet. So all the numbers are going to be green, but you can also see that they vary here. We've got one at 15, and then this one at the top is almost 78. So when we're placing a bet using a bonus bet, we're going to want to sort the column to get the highest possible return from our bonus bet. And you do that just by clicking on SNR, and that's going to show me my different options. So you can see I can get 81.72 here, and lots of different options. We were betting at Tab initially, so let's see what the highest return we can get at Tab is. And you can see here at the moment it's not great, we're getting 68.56, but that can change during the week, and that's when something like our ATM alerts Chrome extension would help, because you could use the Chrome extension. Let me just bring it up here to show you. And you could say that you want a bet at Tab with an SNR value of higher than 75, say. And if you save those settings, you'll get a notification when one of those bets becomes available for you. So with the SNR column, we also have the pop-up calculator. You can click on this. Make sure that when you use the pop-up calculator, you click on the appropriate column, because the formulas are a little bit different depending on whether you're in SNR mode or if you're just in the regular SR mode. So that's pretty much everything. Most of the stuff on the ATM is pretty self-explanatory. You will be using it a lot, and you will get pretty familiar with it very quickly. If you do have any questions, you can post them in the forum, or in our Facebook group, or send us an email and we'll help you out. I hope that this video has helped, and that you're now confident using the ATM odds matcher software. Thanks guys.